Oh, here we go. The brand new.
Who are you? Who do you serve?
All I have ever known in my life. Our
Ubisoft
land,
original.
our customs,
Yep, that's what they're doing, man. I'm
my
telling you.
family. Burns in the name of unification.
No. Quit that. Get back. Hey. There he is.
You are still a frog in a
Doku.
well who knows nothing of the sea. The ocean's filled with new ships, but they all come from the same river. Greed.
Got a dreadlock samurai.
Vengeance.
That looks so cool. Ooh. Ooh.
And you,
Chopping.
will you continue down that river?
There he is. Dreadlock
Or
samurai.
choose another path beyond what we see?
And we must look for it together. We must learn to trust, rebuild.
It's like, whoa, it's a shadow man.
Follow the blade.
Imagine how crazy it'd be to live back then and not even know about black people or anything, and you just see a black person. Probably think they had some sort of powers or something. Ooh. I don't know about this song choice. Glenda, whatever, was a bit of a what? Who's Glenda? Not an arsonist. I just like the way the fire looks. Yeah, it looks cool.
I said, who do you serve? We are the shadows.
That served the light.
Oh, jeez. Shadows, November 15th. Wow, they're finally going to Japan with it. I know they've technically gone there before, but they're finally making like a full-on game in Japan. I like that. I also got this this thing
With our
that talks
dual
about them.
protagonists, we have two fantasy, the samurai and the shinobi. We want the player to experience both, and we cannot squeeze both fantasy into one character because samurai and shinobi came from a different social class. They have different lives, so we cannot really mix them together.
The historical character of Yasuke presented a really exciting opportunity for the narrative team. We approached it in the same
I've
way that
heard of this
so
guy before. I heard that he actually was like a slave to like the shogunate or something. Like I feel like it was a while ago, but I looked up this classical character to find out what was up with it. 'Cause I'm like, dude, there's no way that really exists, but it did exist. But what I read just didn't make him sound like a good guy at all. I was like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. Sounds like a cool thing, right? But I don't know. Maybe they're gonna find a way to twist it or retell the history or something. Because when I looked it up, I wasn't impressed. I was actually kind of like, wow, this guy's not cool. Witch of the East, whatever title she held from the Wizard of Oz. Oh, okay. Huh.
Much of the work is done in Assassin's Creed, which is really in terms of research and history first. Not a lot is known about him, but what we did know, or we do know, is that he arrived in Japan in 1579, right when our game starts, and that he had relationships with some of the most interesting people in our setting, like Oda Nobunaga, the Portuguese, and Jesuits, which made it very sort of tantalizing and enticing from a narrative perspective to come in and start weaving these facts with story in between.
The more we read about the character, the more he was inspiring for us. He's a foreigner discovering Japan, and we thought it's the perfect fit because he's discovering Japan and you are discovering Japan also.
And on the flip side, we have Naoe, who comes from the province of Iga, which
Yeah,
is
maybe it's supposed to be like a parallel world
area, fiercely independent,
parallel
known as the birthplace
retelling
of
of history.
shinobi.
They normally
So
do that with
they're
Assassin's
very
Creed games. Like
contrasting perspectives that really expose
meet
a lot of different sides and facets.
Benjamin
of the
Franklin,
When
and
Oda came,
you meet famous people from history.
You have Yasuke
Napoleon
and Oda that coming to destroy the shinobi. So it can kind of create this interesting tension between two characters.
We were able to connect her to the province of Iga and the legendary Igan shinobi historical figure, Fujibayashi Nagato, who's her father in the game. So we understand why she has the skills that she has and the values that she learns from her father in the people of Iga, which are valor, benevolence, and wisdom. And as a young person still at the start of the game, we get to see now we acquire even more of that wisdom as the story unfolds.
And if you ask anybody, it's super
This guy
clear
looks like he could be John
samurai
Silver's
will
brother or
be
something.
combat heavy, and a shinobi will be stealth heavy. It creates this distinction right away. Yasuke can fight with all his advantage, his stature, like he's a big guy. He can break door. He can fight multiple
break door.
enemies. He can break armor.
He can break door.
Naoe, like her character
I just
and
find that to
her
be
outfit,
a funny
it's
sentence.
really about being stealth, being unseen. She's the only one with the hidden blade, so they have clear advantage that put them into the stealth and the combat, even if they can do a bit of both.
They're a really great pair together because on one side we have Naoe, who's very intense and passionate and determined woman who is very set on her goals. She's kind of got her heart on her sleeve and she'll say what she feels in the heat of the moment. And this intensity that she brings as a shinobi, but that she also brings to her relationship. And this balances very well with Yasuke, who is sort of a thoughtful, level head to Naoe's fiery passion.
Are they gonna fall in love?
We really thought about somebody like Yasuke historically who was able to come
Mr.
to
and Mrs.
Japan
Smith.
and have the life
No, the
that
new
he
Mr.
did
and Mrs.
there
Smith,
to
it's a
enter
black guy and an
service for
Asian
Oda
girl.
Nobunaga and
This
achieve
is
all of
like
the things that he
Mr.
did.
and
Like, what
Mrs.
kind of
Smith,
person would go through all of
1590.
this? So our Yasuke is very intelligent, thoughtful, and respectful
Imagine how
of this
strong you have to be
culture
to
that
lift
he
somebody on a sword like
encounters, and
this?
that makes him a very nice sort of counterpart to Naoe. He's a bit mysterious as well, and that's something we get to see unfold as the game progresses.
Nice, dude. It's with the brush strokes. Their art department is so incredible at Ubisoft, man. They don't mess around. Might have to play that.